Hello, I'm Deeber and this is MechWarrior Online. I've been playing MWO for some months now. It's an interesting game and has depth to it because it includes action, tactics, strategy, and design as key elements. I've been thinking about what I've learned so far, and what could be helpful for new players, particularly if they're light mech pilots like me. In this video, I'll cover some general points you should be aware of as a new player, and then I'll talk about one of the key questions we all ask, which is which mech should you buy? I'm going to assume you've already visited the MWO website and know some of the basics, such as the 4 weight classes. Let's start with 3 general points you should be aware of. First point, not all light mechs are the same. Most are very fast and agile and carry light armor and weaponry like the Arctic Cheetah or the Locust. These make up the team's quick reaction and scouting force, but there are also some light mechs that are slower but carry heavier armor and weaponry like the Adder or the Panther. If you like having excellent mobility, you'll probably want to stay away from piloting the slower lights. Second point, the game doesn't stay the same over time. PGI is constantly revising and adjusting the game and makes monthly updates to it. While there's a lot of continuity, you just need to be aware that the mechs that were good 6 months ago might not be so good today. Last year, PGI rescaled the mechs to reflect tonnage more realistically, and the result was that the 35-ton mechs in particular became a lot bigger and a lot easier to hit while still being pretty fragile. Third point, the skill level of the competition varies dramatically depending on which types of matches you're in. To keep it simple, think about it this way. There's a solo queue, where individual players join the queue and get put into a team with other individual players, and a group queue, where friends form a group, and then the group itself is put together with other groups to form a team. Players in the group queue are usually much more experienced than in the solo queue. This isn't something that's immediately obvious if you're a new player. Don't expect to do well if you're a new player in the group queue, though obviously there are benefits to being there, such as being able to play with friends. Which mech should you buy? As a kind of vehicle simulation game, it's really important which mechs you choose to buy and then pilot in combat. Obviously, you should try out the free trial mechs in-game and play at least a few matches with mechs from each weight class. If you favour speed and mobility, you'll probably like light mechs best. If you favour heavy armour and weaponry, you'll feel most at home with assault mechs. Medium mechs and heavy mechs give you some valuable options between these two extremes. There are many videos on YouTube giving advice on which are the best mechs to buy, and they're made by players with far more experience and skill than me, so take a look at what's out there. What I'd like to do here though, is give 2 recommendations to the new light pilot. First recommendation, I think you'll actually be better off not piloting a light mech to begin with. Now, this might sound strange. The main reason I say this is because it's really easy to be shot down in a light. If you stick with lights from the start, like I did, you're probably going to spend many matches getting shot down and then watching the rest of the match in spectator mode. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. You do learn a lot by watching what other people are doing, but it can be frustrating. I'd suggest that you actually start with piloting medium mechs. You'll still have good mobility compared to most other mechs, but you'll have more armor than light mechs, so you'll survive longer in each match. Which medium mech should you buy? Well, I've only piloted a few of them, so I'm going on limited experience, but I've done best easily in the Stormcrow. It's expensive, but it's got decent speed and maneuverability, as well as decent armor and firepower. Try out the medium trial mechs in-game, and watch some YouTube guides on which medium mechs are best, before you spend C-bills on buying your own medium mechs. Second recommendation, if you're keen to start playing light mechs right away, I think the Arctic Cheetah is easily the best chassis to buy. It's a decently sized, fast and agile 30-tonner and can mount ECM and jump jets, so your survivability is as good as it's going to get in any light mech. Some people recommend that new players don't start with ECM equipped mechs, otherwise they'll learn to rely on ECM too much, but to me, new players need all the help they can get. As I said, the game does change over time. It's now almost the end of March 2017, so if you're watching this video in the future, the Arctic Cheetah might not be the best pick. Just bear that in mind. Now what I'm going to do here is just take a quick look at the light mechs that I do own and have played a lot, in order of tonnage. So first up we have the Locusts, very fast and agile 20 tonners, the smallest and lightest mechs currently in the game, and also the most fragile. You can get taken out in one hit, so don't stand still, particularly when the enemy has line of sight on you. I'm not joking, you can literally be one-shotted in this mech. Stick to your teammates unless you really know what you're doing. Next up we've got Spiders, fast and agile 30 tonners. The big advantage these have over the Locusts is that they can mount jump jets, and this can make a huge difference to your mobility on some maps. Arctic Cheetahs I've already covered, currently the best light mechs overall in my view. If there's going to be one light mech that's easiest to do well in, this will be it. Seriously, try piloting other light mechs and then piloting the Arctic Cheetah and see for yourself. And go to fire starters, 35 tonners. I only have one fire starter right now, and it suffers from the upscaling in size that all 35 tonners got last year. It's fine, but it's a big target. Jenners, 35 tonners. These were actually some of the most highly recommended light mechs to buy when I started playing MWO, then the rescaling hit. They're fine, but they're big targets these days. Jenner 2Cs, which are the clan versions of the Jenners. These were very dangerous light mechs until the rescaling. I think they're still really good, but to be honest, I haven't played these much since rescaling just because I've been trying out other mechs. Ravens, 35 tonners. Before I started playing MWO, going by what's said on websites, these were some of the best light mechs in the game previously. PGI adjusted them over time and then rescaling hit. I don't see them in matches very much these days. I think they're still fine though. Wolfhounds, 35 tonners. None of them have jump jets and all of them are laser based. These would have to be the plainest light mechs that I own, but I like them. They're simple mechs to play, you're basically just steering and shooting, and you don't have to think about jumping or anything else. I'd probably have recommended this as the easiest light mech for a beginner to learn on, except that it's really big now like all the other 35 tonners, so your survivability won't be too good in these at the start, which is a bit of a pity. Now you'll notice that all of the light mechs I own, which we've just scrolled through, are of a fast and agile variety. I'll probably get around to playing the slower light mechs one day, but being able to zip around Battlefield faster than anyone else is just a lot of fun. I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.